Boat launch over here on your right hand side. This is Hog Creek Boat Launch. As you can see, it's a pretty popular spot for the rafters to put in, and those rafters are extremely avid water fighters. See, most of the time, their weapon of choice is the dipstick. They're usually a little undergunned. I have 3 squirt guns that put out right around 1,200 horsepower. Make pretty short work of those rafters. I've been held up here at Hog Creek Boat Launch for upward of an hour in the past, gang, waiting for rafts to get down through the narrow entrance to the canyon down here. Once I finally reached the canyon that particular day, it was solid rafts. You could not see the water, and every one of them was armed with one of those dipsticks. That's their weapon of choice. I'm convinced to this day that they were trying to kill me. They were. There was just nowhere for me to go. And as we idle into the canyon, that large pile of debris you see out there on the rocks is from the flood we had in 1997. Was a pile just to the left of it, down a little lower, got washed away. 2003 and some high water we had. Now in the past 7 years I've been here at Hellgate, we've never had to shut trips down due to high water. Up until this last spring, we had to shut trips down for about 4 days. And the reason for that is as we round the corner here, you'll see a large rock in the center of the river. That large rock is known as Sentinel Rock, or the Eye of the Devil. The narrow spot we're about to pass through down here, in high water, old timers say look like the gates to hell. That's where Hellgate Canyon got its name. Once you pass this point, it was the point of no return, old timers would say. Not a whole lot of room for error here. Welcome to Hellgate Canyon. For those of you who've never been here, Hellgate Canyon is the deepest spot we'll be passing over today. Right around 102 feet deep. The official measurement was taken just after the flood of 97. On average, the canyon is right around 40 feet deep. For those of you who'd like to stand up, stretch your legs, take a few pictures, feel free to do so. We will idle the rest of the way through the canyon here. Little sandy beach coming up here on your left-hand side. That's known as Miami Beach. To the locals, real popular camping destination. The only way you can get there is by boat. Idling down a little further, you look way up on your right-hand side, you'll see a guardrail up there. Well, that guardrail is Merling Glees Highway. Now, in 1964, as narrow as the canyon is here, the water was backed up all the way to that guardrail up there. Spoke with a gentleman a few years ago who was here during that time, and he believes at that time the U.S. Navy did not have a ship that would have made it through here. Pretty nasty down here in high water. All the rock you guys see here in the canyon today is basalt. Basalt is a slow-cooling, slow-eroding rock, and you'll notice several pits and holes in that rock. Well, all of those pits and holes are caused from a process known as fluting. Sand and gravel get caught in little pockets. The hydraulics of the water over a period of time will drill holes directly through the rock. As we idle through the narrows here, if you look straight off the bow of the boat, you'll notice quite a bit of lime green growth up there on the face of that rock. Well, all of that lime green growth is lichen. Now, lichen is a symbiotic relationship between fungi and algae, and it does not grow in polluted climates. It's real susceptible to acid rain and other pollutants. I'm sure most of you know there's been several movies filmed down here. Probably the most recent movie is The River Wild with Meryl Streep and Kevin Bacon. Rooster Cogburn with John Wayne and Katharine Hepburn. Butch Cassidy, Sundance Kid, all the Gatling gun scenes from the movie Gunsmoke. Scenes from all those movies filmed right down here in the canyon. Now this is our turnaround point today, gang. We do offer a trip that goes 18 miles down below here. And it usually shuts down right around 4th of July weekend due to low water. We have not went through any rapids today bigger than a Class 1. On that whitewater adventure, you go through 2 Class 2s and a Class 3. The river changes quite a bit here in the next 18 miles. Like I said, we usually shut that trip down right around 4th of July weekend, but we got the projected water flows out of Lost Creek about 2 weeks ago, and it looks like we're going to run that trip all the way to the end of the year. That's the first time that's happened in the last 10 years. So if you guys haven't had an opportunity and you've thought about going down on that whitewater trip, probably the year to do it. the rapid that actually shuts that whitewater trip down for the season, right down here on the bottom side of the canyon, Dun Riffle. It's the first Class 2 rapid you go through on that trip. Now you do ride on a smaller boat, licensed for 43 passengers, or we'll haul about 28 pretty comfortably. What was that? This isn't my boat.
This is one of our boats.
This isn't my boat. This is actually the senior pilot's boat, Rick Olson. He's been driving boat here at Hellgate ever since the canyon was formed. Pretty sure he's been here for quite a while. No, this is his boat. I usually drive the largest boat we have, the Miss Grants Pass. Licensed for 81 passengers. That's Merlin Gleese Road. If you get on Interstate 5 and head north, and get off the freeway in Merlin, just over the hill from Grants Pass, take a left, it'll bring you all the way out here. Real pretty drive if you're in for an afternoon drive. Real pretty Merlin Gleese Highway.
Every day. I think it is, yeah.
It's just like a mask that it uses. What's the Sotar mask? I don't even know.
You guys have any questions? Any more questions? We are going to take it the same way back.
Are people falling off the ball?
About 40 feet here. I don't know. I did my first year, then I started driving up top. It's a little nicer driving up here. It's pretty stressful driving down there. I mean, there is zero room for error. Yeah, our company, yeah, we offer that whitewater trip. It goes 18 miles below here. No, take the boat back. It's a 5-hour trip, 75 miles. Yeah. You go in Grants Pass. So you leave from the same dock, round trip. They leave at 8:30 and 2:45. We'll draft about a foot to 14 inches.
There's Peter.
What was that? Yeah, about 5 inches. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gotta be. He's a small guy.
We're gonna get out of the canyon before all that raft traffic pushes off.